Good evening and welcome to the Shadow Realm. My name is Ghostly and I am your host this evening. And today we are playing Duskbound, a game where a red moon shines ominously on a city shrouded in endless night. The people here don't seem to have any life left in them. Well, all except for him. A young woman looking for an escape from her dreary everyday latches onto the only man left, with light in his eyes, and musters up the courage to confess her love. If only she had noticed his sharp teeth before it was too late. The game has 5 different endings plus one unlockable final ending, and the game was written and programmed by, I'm going to butcher their name, but I'm going to try, Nefferinthia. The script was edited by Capri, and this game does have music by EJ Tan. I have made it so that I can hear it just a little bit, but as you're all familiar with the song and dance, I do not have the capability to record myself and the game and the music without my laptop just going so I do recommend you playing this game for yourself and seeing what the game is like. But we're gonna give it a go. I know absolutely nothing, but I looked at the art and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. This game contains dark and unsettling themes and may not be suitable for everyone. Would you like to see the content warnings? Yep. This game features textual descriptions of manipulation, blood, violence, death, murder, and dubious consent. There are visual, non-graphic depictions of blood. Okay. So yeah, heed those warnings and either proceed with caution or we'll see each other on a different game. I apologise that so many of my games are, on the darker thing, but I just, I pick stories that I like the sound of, and happens to be a lot of these ones. There is no light in this city. A dull red moon is all that illuminates our eternal night. Even the lanterns are obscured by countless moths. People trace the same paths every day, seemingly possessed by no spirit at all, simply droning on. Some days it feels like I am the only one who is alive, and everyone is merely a ghost. It wasn't always like that. Long ago, this city shone as a beacon to all those who believe in the one Lord, until the Red Plague fell upon us, and our great cathedral was abandoned by those who proclaimed they would save us. They took the light with them when they left. But they couldn't take everything from us. I, for one, have done my best to find hope in small things, like my meeting with him. There is no light in this city, but he is the sun. I don't know who he is, but I saw him one day ambling through the town square. Ooh! I really do like this art style. This is kind of what drew me into the game, and now that I'm getting to see it a bit more, ooh, this is cool art style. His garments were impeccably tailored, and his hair framed his face in a way I had only seen in paintings. And those fine threads. If he had stopped by my workshop, I would have surely remembered. Of course, I've seen attractive men in my life, but there is simply something different about him and in that glint in his eyes. As I examined him, his eyes met mine, and a radiant smile came over his features. Woohoo! Look at those fangs! The light behind his eyes shone so dazzlingly. I don't know what's up with me today. I just am tongue-twisted. All by these words. I guess that is more fun for you guys. What was trip up Ghostly today? I hadn't seen anyone in this city look like that in years. When it occurred to me I was staring at him, I quickly averted my eyes. Excuse me. I rushed past him, embarrassed by the blush slowly rising in my cheeks. I know we were only there for a second, but we're quite a cute character. In the days that followed, I passed by the town square as often as I could afford myself the time to, hoping to catch a glimmer of him again. I had to confirm for myself that he was not an illusion. More than that, I had to confirm that the light that I had found in his eyes was more than a fluke. The longer I went without seeing him, the more I became convinced I had made it all up. That he was no different from the others, and that I was desperate for anything that would change the monotony of my dull days. But he was there again. And that same expression. Ooh, heartbeat. Somebody's, blushing and anxious. And that same expression was unmistakably real. He was looking at me with those eyes that make me forget about this dreary place, that sent me far away. Ever since then, I couldn't get him out of my head. More so, I couldn't let go. At first I was content glancing at him every now and then, a gentle reminder that not all is dark and not all hope is lost. But the more I gave in to thinking about him, the less I could accept the daily routine that I'd been shoving down my own throat and pretending I was content with. Sorry, that V confused me for a moment. I thought it was a W. It's a lovely, lovely type font. I'm just having a moment where I'm looking at letters and going, huh? Which one? Oh, right, yeah. I know which. I can read the words, contrary to all my tongue tripping. What I'm saying is, I grew greedy. I'd been looking for an escape this entire time, not knowing how to find one. I could leave, but where to? Nothing but death awaits those that venture outside the city walls. The only solace available to me might be the arms of another, but I had never found anyone fit to hold me. Still, things are different now. I've nothing to lose, and everything to gain. That's why today, I'll change my fate. I swallowed hard, trying to calm my quaking heart and nervous breathing. He's mesmerizing. Hello? Good day. Can I help you? I don't believe we've met. Oh, of course. Why would he remember me? The words I so carefully rehearsed failed to spill from my lips. Well, I've seen you around town. In the town square? Oh no, this isn't going anywhere. Oh, I recall now. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you earlier. I don't receive guests too often. Oh, those fangs are out again, and look at the way he's just posed his hand, just looks fit to hold like a wine glass or something. He's very upper class in his design, very noble. Please, come in. Why don't you join me for some tea? It's something of a hobby of mine, growing plants and combining them into interesting flavor combinations. Unfortunately, I'm rather strapped for taste testers, so I'm unsure if they're any good. My face flushes. He's being so kind, but why? I'm no more than a stranger plucked from the streets. Perhaps, could it be, he sees the same light in my eyes that I see in his? A gentle warmth spreads throughout me, and I finally find it in me to meet his gaze. That sounds lovely. I must admit, I'm no connoisseur of tea, but I do enjoy a cup every now and then. With plenty of milk, preferably. Oh, maybe that is a faux pas to a true tea enthusiast. Why are these words tripping me up? I can usually say enthusiast. Maybe it's the voice. Look at her with a little hat and the little flower embroidery. It's very cute. I love her design. No such thing. Some teas are better with milk and some without. There is plenty of time to get you acquainted. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's go into the stranger's house with definitely no fangs and go drink definitely not poisoned tea. But please, it's quite chilly outside. Do come in. I insist. I nod in agreement and cannot help my smile growing wider. It seems that whoever is daring truly does come out victorious. As I enter through the doorframe, I glance up at him and can't help but notice Those teeth look awfully sharp.
Yay. Congrats. I'm not going to go, oh, boo-hoo, when you get stuck in here and become a vampire's blood bag, because you should have noticed the teeth sooner, my dear.
The mansion's interior is reminiscent of an antique shop, one that does not get customers all too often. There's an eeriness in the way it looks almost abandoned, half hidden behind cobwebs and dust. But the familiar smell of old books wafting over me is enough to put me at ease. As I follow him through the hallway, I look around in wonder. The walls are lined with portraits of women. All of them look different, but they bear a chilling resemblance to one another. Some of them look expressionless, others sad or even anguished. Not one of them wears a smile. But the most unsettling of all, they remind me so very much of me. Yeah, because they've all got pale hair, so I'm assuming either it's a reincarnation and, like, you're a descendant reincarnated, or that doesn't make sense. Either you're reincarnated of this woman and it's just this one woman, or he's just got a thing and it's your entire lineage and it's just every generation one of you gets taken and lured in by this vampire. That's my guess. It's one of those two. I could be wrong, but we'll wait and see. Particularly because ask about the portraits, keep quiet. Let's make a quick save. Okay, let's ask about the portraits. Particularly because we're called the Pale One. I feel like that's a thing. My! What lovely portraits! The artistry is apparent, but I must say, they look so sullen. Might I ask the story of these paintings? He turns around slowly and purses his lips, as though he's unsure how to respond.
Oh, he's not pleased we asked the paintings. Oops.
After a long drawn-out silence, I start. Oh, I'm sorry, I've pried into something I shouldn't have.
His eyes soften.
No, don't worry. It's another hobby of mine, though I fear I'm not very good at it. After all this time painting the same subject, I have at least managed a modicum of skill in portraiture. So they're all portraits of the same woman. Then what love he must have had for her. I feel a pang of jealousy within my gut as I picture him gazing at her intently, working to capture likeness stroke by stroke. Do you like them? He stares longingly at the paintings for a moment, then directs his attention back to me. They are beautiful, truly. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. However, if you wouldn't mind me asking, who is she? He chuckles, turning his gaze towards me.
You're just the same as always. Okay, I'm on the reincarnation trail. I think we're the girl, I think we've been reincarnated, and he lures us in every single time.
What?
Can't you see? They're you. All of them are you. My beautiful pale one, shining like the moon in the night sky. How I would have loved to capture your smile. Ah, I can feel it. You feel it too, don't you? Yes, this time it's different. The miracle I've been waiting for. You've drawn me to this time. You've never looked at me like that. Scarlet eyes sparkling. That face. No pain, no fear. It makes me happy. Play along, panic. Save again. Return. We're going to pretend. Let's play along for now. Let's. I think she's going, oh, he's a little in the brain. I'm of the opinion that we've been reincarnated, so let's play along. Conflicting emotions slosh around in the pit of my stomach, causing me to fall silent. I don't know how these paintings could possibly be of me, but how could I not feel flattered by such words? He's not that smooth of a talker, my dear.
He's a spider in a web, he's luring you in. Our meeting in the town square must have made quite an impact on him after all. It seems he was simply afraid of overwhelming me. Hang on, I'm just going to take a sip of water. He is odd, but perhaps it's precisely that which has charmed me. I can't deny the connection I feel towards him seems like something more than a whim. Something has set alight in the air between us when our eyes meet. Something that was always there in my dreams, just out of reach. But he's here now, and he's real, and he feels it too. Who am I to scoff at that, when I am the only one who could possibly understand? You would compare me to the moon. It's embarrassing to admit it, but ever since I first laid eyes on you in the town square, you have been like the sun to me. Maybe it's the pale one, but I think we've got albinoism, the red eyes, pale hair. You like the pigment. I can't remember what it actually is. You're lacking in something, and that makes you very it makes your hair white and your eyes red. You shine in these dreary days of dullness, reminding me of what good remains in this world. I bashfully squint my eyes shut and will myself to turn invisible. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Oh, we've got him to blush. I didn't think a vampire could. If only you knew, my dear pale one. My rays of light can only reach their true magnificence when reflected by the moon. Or, I'd have expected a mansion of this size to have servants sweeping the floors or conversing in hushed whispers as they pass through the hallways. However, I don't see a single soul as he guides me to the drawing room, or only a companion, the echoed sound of our footsteps. The more I see of his residence, the more I'm reminded of a ruin, a tomb where some nobleman lies buried beneath piles of luxuries he no longer has a use for. A deep sense of loneliness seeps out of every wall, threatening to suffocate me. I wonder how he feels, wandering through these halls all alone. Here we are. Please, have a seat. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got another woman there and another woman there. Trying to see, that reminds me of a painting. I just can't think of what off the top of my head. Excuse me. He gestures to a worn down but clearly well-made sofa before disappearing behind the door. I sit down and look around the room to pass the time. It's beautiful, but it looks somehow dishevelled. The candle stands crooked in the candlestick, and a thin layer of dust covers most surfaces in the room, further exemplifying its apparent disuse. Yeah, I see the crooked candle there. And these books have, they're clearly not arranged. I know that's such a weird thing to point out, but I'm just there going, that book is slanted and that one's been slanted. They need better organising. He steps back inside, a silver tray held delicately in hand. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Not at all. He swiftly places down 2 elegant teacups on the table, their aromatic steam breathing life into the stillness of the room. The sight of the lace doilies' pristine white colour makes a slight worry creep up my back. I must not spill the tea. I'm sure he won't mind if you accidentally spill a drop. Steadying my hand, I lift the teacup and bring it to my lips. The tea ripples as I blow on it gently. I still think the tea is poisoned, or he's going to knock us out, something, but okay, we've drunk tea. Of course, it is entirely too hot to drink. This was merely a practice run. Perhaps a few minutes of conversation should have it ready. I take it you don't make use of the drawing room?
He lowers his cup and nods. Ah, I suppose it was obvious. The majority of my time is spent in my atelier, or in my study when I wish to read. As you can likely tell by now, this place is far too spacious for me alone. Still, as long as I live in this dreaded city, I can't bring myself to abandon my family home, even if little remains of those who once called it so. Perhaps especially so because of that. I fall silent for a moment, unsure of how to respond. Should I distract him from the dreary topic by delving into our shared interest in reading? It doesn't feel right scouting around his tragedy merely because it is unpleasant.
Was it the Red Plague? My sister and I lost our parents and baby brother. It must be hard not having anyone.
Ooh, dead eyes, flat mouth. He's not pleased with that. I did not mean to make you pity me. Death might be a consolation compared to wandering around this ghost of a city.
I do hope your family is at peace.
Apologies. I did not mean to dampen the mood. Oh, we've got the irises back. He's smiling. That smile looks a bit forced. Now, enough of all that. Tell me, to what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Oh no. I can't avoid it any longer. I came here for a reason, but would it be absurd to lay it out on the table like this so soon? Then again, with the things he has said to me before, it feels as though he already knows my heart. Is there any point in hiding it anymore? Confess your love, ask about him instead. Okay, we're gonna save. Let's confess our love. Perhaps against my better judgment, I muster up the courage to get the words out of my mouth. I'm about to say something insolent and brash. Will you forgive me?
You can say anything to me and I'll accept it. My forgiveness is always irrevocably yours. Something about the kind look in his eyes and the candour in his words gives me pause. I do not deserve this warmth. Oh, our heart's beating again.
The reason I came here today is because I cannot forget about you. I simply cannot let you go. Ever since the eternal night fell, everyone in this city has been lost. They aren't alive. They're only puppets acting out some play long after the audience has left. I, too, was lost. But when I looked into your eyes for the first time, I felt found.
Oh! The eyes have contracted, his mouth is agape. Oh, I think we've caught him by surprise. I'm impressed by that. Well done, miss.
You aren't like them. You're the only person in this world who feels real. I know this sounds like insanity, and you are free to send me away. I've seen the way you look at me. If it is as I suspect, and this feeling is something you recognize, then please, let me stay by your side.
My heart pounds against my chest, but I feel relieved to finally speak aloud the feelings I held inside. Okay, need another sip before I get his reply. Okay. There. No matter what comes next. Oh, the fangs are out again. I cannot believe it. Joy, elation. Words fall short of describing the feeling you've stirred within me. I was right this time. Finally, you have come to your senses, and have come to see that you belong to me. He holds out his hand to me. I know our heart's beating, but I want to go back out the door. The fact he's going, oh, finally, implies we've done this a few times. I'm still on the reincarnation line. Let's get out of here, miss. You know, back out the door. Run away. Pretend this never happened. Don't make deals with a vampire. Clearly a vampire as well. It doesn't matter that I do not understand why. None of this matters. Only he and I exist, and that is the truth. Briefly, I think back to my home. To my workshop where I make the same dreamless robes day after day until my hand can remember the steps better than I remember the faces of my parents. To my sister who, try as she may to suppress it, holds that quiet resentment in her gaze as she looks at me. Why was I the one who lived and not my precious brother? And now I can leave it all behind. None of those ties have to bind me as long as I have another thread to hold on to. Take it all, that's the only option we have. We'll take his hand. This eternal night exists because we cannot fulfill our roles without one another. You understand, don't you? Your purity is mine, and mine alone to corrupt. Hold on, sir. I do not like how you've worded that. I think it's time for me to leave. Oh, look at that time. Oh, we're into it.
Corrupt me then. I won't protest.
I'll make sure to savor it slowly.
I think he might be dangerous. This might be entirely warped.
A choice born out of desperation. I mean, I can see why you're desperate for a connection of some sort, but yeah, this is dangerous. Let's skedaddle, you know? There's other people, I'm sure.
But right now, that thought doesn't reach my heart. All of this makes sense. No, it has to make sense. If it doesn't, the red moon has hollowed us all out, and I don't know how much longer I could have taken it before I would have ended up like them. It's better to go out in a blaze than to be ground to dust. He moves over and brushes his finger against me softly, running them first along my cheek, then over my lips and down my neck. Oh, sir, you move fast. Every touch sends a spark that alleviates my loneliness just a little more.
Okay, before we keep going, if this is not something that makes you comfortable, I'm going to suggest you skip for just a little bit longer because I don't know what's going to happen. I've already had warnings. I think this is one of those warning times because something's going to happen, I'm sure.
Bit by bit, he caresses every inch of my exposed skin, making me tremble. His breath tickles my ears as he whispers,
I want to rip you open. If only I could live inside you. Ah, but don't worry. I'll make sure no harm befalls you, my love.
I press my lips against his shakily, but my hesitance finds no reply in him as he pulls me in. His mouth moves against mine insatiably, seeming to carry the weight of a lifetime of yearning. It's nothing I've ever felt before. I melt into his rhythm with a sigh.
Oh! Hang on. I missed a line there. I think I clicked.
His mouth moves against mine, insatiably carrying the weight of a lifetime of yearning. It's nothing I have ever felt before. Wrapping my arms around him, I lose faith in my ability to support my own body. Then he parts from me and takes my face in his hands. A smile spreads across his face as he presses his forehead against mine.
I have seen you in so many forms, but this one is new. Even the scent of the blood in your veins has become sweeter. Everyone has forgotten the hundreds upon thousands of times this night is repeated. Even you.
Oh, the crazy eyes are back. Hello.
I am the only one who remembers all of you. That is why. I am the only one who can have you.
Okay, so, Maybe not reincarnation, maybe it's like a Groundhog Day situation, but the fact he's saying many forms does make me more on the reincarnation side still. Until proven otherwise, I don't think it's a Groundhog Day.
You're mine. I'm yours.
He runs his tongue along my neck. I feel his fangs graze against my skin and hold back a gasp. So it's true. It's not that I'd never heard of them before, those cursed to walk between life and death, but I suppose I'd thought them more of a tale to scare misbehaving children. Maybe I should have known when I saw his grin. He's a vampire. No shit, Sherlock! Well done! Bravo! I'll give you a medal. Well done, you finally cracked the case.
If you offer me your blood, the eternal night will come to a final end. Our curse will be dissolved. You'll be free.
Go on then. Do it.
But freedom can be a terrifying thing.
I'll have you, won't I? Unable to stay away from him now that I have had a taste, I kiss him again. A quiet peace falls over us as we desperately try to fill the gaps between our physical forms.
My dearest pale one.
His fangs brush against my neck once more, but they ask to sink deeper this time. Taking a deep breath, I give a small nod. He breaks my skin and I shut my eyes tightly. It burns white hot, but the pain isn't unpleasant.
Absolutely delicious.
I feel him softly chuckle against me.
Tastes better without resistance after all.
He desperately drains me, to the point where I start to feel lightheaded and loosen my grip. I tug at his back and he pauses to look down at me. My weakened body collapses onto his as the world stirs. Through closed eyes I can feel it, an unfamiliar sensation. Warm. Thin strokes of light filter through the window. Open my eyes in shock and cling onto him, lacking the strength to lift my arms.
It seems my curse does not end here.
What? No, wait! He slowly raises a limp hand towards me.
My moon.
He hacks and coughs, with features scrunched in anguish as flames clutch at his back. The first light of dawn is no sweet relief to a creature of the night. Why didn't you shut the curtains then? Look at them! Big heavy drapes. Just shut them closed and you'd have been safe, you idiot. How could he not have known? Or did he know? Do I detect the faintest trace of a smile amidst all of the pain? Or is it merely a trick of the light? The crackling noise makes me wince as a horrible stench emerges from his charred and twisted skin. Smoke climbs through my nose and mouth, suffocating me slowly. I can no longer tell if my tears are from the pain or from the tragedy of this outcome. Can my body quell these flames? Or will they simply spread and consume me? Is there anything I can do? Don't go. You can't, no. Please. You can't leave me behind. What am I supposed to do without you? But he has no mouth to respond to me with. Before me lies nothing but a pail of ash. Ending 3. Unfit to meet the light of day. Okay. I did like that ending. She kind of gets given a day and a promise. And, okay, let us ask about him instead. Let's see if we can figure this out. Despite feeling confident earlier, I've lost my nerve. Thinking about how I compared him to the sun makes me feel like an imbecile. Oh, yeah, there is irony. You're comparing him to a sun, and yet the sun kills him. Oh, how I would love to confess, but I cannot do it yet.
Why did he have to ask me so forthrightly? I look into his captivating amber eyes and take a sip of my tea. I'm going to use that as a sign to sip my own drink. There we go. I can't bear to lie to him. All I can do is avoid his inquiry by subtly changing the subject. Oh, but where are my manners? I haven't even introduced myself yet. My name is... Shush. Before I realise it, he's putting a finger to my lips. Our first touch. I can't suppress the faintest flutter of my heart. The chill of his hot, cold skin lingers on my lips, even when he moves his hand away. It's not important. Not yet. I'll get to know you in many ways, and this one will be the last. I knew there was something more to him from the first moment I saw him. My fascination with him only heightened by these mysterious discretions. Very well. I'll oblige you. In return, will you tell me your name? I will apologise, that was a sound. I got a notification for an email there. Oh dear, this is going to be painful. It's not fair when I name characters with confusing names to trip people up, and it's turned back on me. So, feel free to laugh as I butchered this man's name. Verigulus de Lanceroy? No, Lanceroy. Lanceroy? I'm going to say Lanceroy. Vergilius de Lanceroy. I'm guessing it's Italian. It's a Latin-based name. It's from a romantic language, certainly, because I'm butchering that. The sounds do not make sense to me. Verigulus. Verili. Oh, Verigulus. Yeah. Verigulus. We're just going to say Verigulus, because I can't think of how else to say the name. Put your best guess in the chat if you think you have a better idea, but we're going to say Verigulus. Verigulus. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He sheepishly nods his head. Oh, look at that. He's a little stunned and blushed. I let his name swish around the inside of my mouth like wine. It's pleasant. Have you been living in this city for long? Oh, we've finally got a name card. Thank you, sir. Oh, so very long. Longer than I can be bothered to remember. Tell me, have you ever tried to leave? Me? Leave? Where to, I mean? Based on what I have heard, the journey past the city walls spells certain death for someone like me. I have tried. It's not the journey that is impossible. It's the very act of stepping outside the city walls. Some dark force wraps itself around me enough to make me stagger and suffer, but never enough to kill. So like you, I have been stuck here, wanting nothing more than to leave, yet not knowing how. My eyes widen with curiosity. I've never heard of anyone who has tried to leave this place. We all resign ourselves to our hopeless fate, and do nothing but pray to the one Lord that things will change, but they never do. Everything only falls into further disrepair. Yet still, I cannot shake that small grain of hope that embeds itself in my heart. I want to know what he has found. I lift my cup to take another sip of my tea. But I feel myself growing hazy and my attention slips. Told you that tea. You slipped something in that tea. I do hope the tea was to your liking. Muffled screams startle me awake. As I desperately attempt to jolt up, I am met with a searing ache that grips my entire body. I can't see anything. A cold sweat runs down my back and my breath hitches in my throat. My head swirls with questions as my situation sinks in. What happened? Where is he? How could he do this to me? I tried to sit up more slowly this time. Oh, we've got chains on us. Only then do I sense the presence of a tightly yanked chain around my ankle. It allows for minimal movement, keeping me tethered to this wretched place. My eyes adjust as I feel my way around the room, hands moving against peeling wallpaper, gripping on fabric and accidentally knocking against wood. It's no dark, dank attic. It appears to be a fairly well-maintained guest bedroom. Or perhaps it used to be someone else's. A melancholy thought. Oh, footsteps. Oh, blood. He's had some drink. You're finally awake. I gasp involuntarily at the sight of him. Don't be afraid, dear pale one. I would never hurt you. The sound of muffled screaming fills the air once more, and I recoil.
What are those sounds? And whose blood is that?
He wipes the blood from his face and licks his fingers in a smooth, practiced gesture as he draws closer to me. Up close and under dim lighting, I notice an almost otherworldly glow in his golden eyes. The faint scent emanating from him is nostalgic and somehow intoxicating. It makes my head spin. You must have heard the tales. Perhaps you dismiss them all as nonsense, but the Red Plague isn't always fatal. Those of us unfortunate enough to survive it— oh, that was my fault. Those of us unfortunate enough to survive it are changed forever. It is blood, and blood alone, that sustains us.
You're a vampire.
My breath gets more erratic as his face inches closer. Do I frighten you? I avert my gaze and look at the floor. I want to say that he does. Of course he does. Yet, despite that, something inside of me still finds him beautiful. As I ponder my response, my eyes hover to the chain around my ankle. Could my judgment be clouded by his golden eyes and silver tongue? I yank on the chain and muster the courage to look at him.
Remove this chain immediately.
Of course. If you promise to stay by my side, then I would be more than happy to do so. Of course, there's no way I can promise that. I know. I cannot ask that of you. That's precisely why the chain is necessary. Though it is charming that you would not even think to deceive me. He softly pats my head, and I instinctively back away from his touch. Apologies. I didn't mean to condescend. Please, pretend it didn't occur.
Why did you do this to me?
I suppose by now there is nothing left but to be direct about my intentions. Dearest pale one, would you grant me some of your blood?
Refuse. He wants my blood? Absolutely not. Who knows what will happen to me? I might even contract the Red Plague myself. There has to be a way out of here.
As I contemplate the means of my escape, he takes my silence as an answer and sighs. Just please consider it. For the both of us.